What's up guys, and welcome to a new video. So in today's video, I'll be debunking a very common fitness myth which I know still confuses a lot of people. Do carbs at night make you fat? And the answer is no. So if that's all you wanted to know, then thank you for watching. However, if you're interested in learning how you can optimize your carb intake for fat burning, then stick around to the end. So with that being said, let's jump straight in. Now, I'm sure that you've heard before that in order for you to lose weight and drop body fat, you need to create a calorie deficit. Losing weight and gaining weight is a real simple equation of energy balance. Consume more calories than the ones that you're burning, body weight goes up. And consume less calories than the ones that you're burning, body weight comes down. It's really as simple as that. The time of day that you choose to consume this energy, calories, is irrelevant when it comes to losing or gaining body weight. Therefore, the type of calorie that you're consuming is even more irrelevant. To give you an example, when I used to compete a few years ago, I managed to get down to 6% body fat and I was consuming a big plate of porridge just before going to bed. How did I manage to get so lean and eat a carb-heavy meal shortly before going to bed? Easy. I was consistent with my calorie intake and I remained in a calorie deficit despite my last meal being carb-heavy. And that's really all that you should be focusing on. The total number of calories that you're consuming throughout the day rather than the type of calorie. And that is why you can technically still lose weight and eat the odd pizza and drink the odd beer. So now that you know what has to happen for your body weight to come down, how can we optimize fat burning? And for that, let's head over to the whiteboard. Okay guys, so let's talk about how you can optimize fat burning. So if we look over here, we have 3 examples, and this is a 24-hour time frame. So let's say that you consume, say, carbohydrates, 50% of your daily carb intake you consume at, say, 9 AM. This is just a rough example. And then you decide to actually exercise in the afternoon. So say at 6 PM. Now, because you've had your carbs quite early in the day, it's not to say that you won't have fuel to train here, you will, but if you're in a big calorie deficit, you won't feel as energetic as if you had your carbs just before your training. It's not to say that you won't have fuel, but you might not have as much energy. So what would happen is within this workout, you only maybe burn 400 calories. That's example number 1. You have your carbs in the morning, you train in the afternoon, you have some energy but not much, and you burn 400 calories throughout that workout. So example number 2. Now let's say you train like late morning, as I do. You would have some carbs, for example, at, again this is just a rough timeline, say 6 AM. You then exercise, let's do exercise in black. Alright, it's in black. You then exercise, say, at 10 AM here, and then you have the rest of your carbs, say, at midday. So you're having your carbs around when you are exercising, when you're training. What do you think is going to happen in terms of this output of this session? You're going to burn more calories because you have more energy. You've just loaded up on energy a couple of hours before training. So now you may lose 500 calories in this workout. Okay, so you're having some carbs before, some carbs after. The carbs after have more to do with replenishing your glycogen stores. So this is the energy that you've used throughout your session, and you're replenishing your stores post-workout. And obviously here we're looking at having energy beforehand. Right, so example number 3, same thing. Say if you choose to have your carbohydrates at lunchtime, so here you have a carb intake, and then you choose to exercise, say at 4 PM, and then you have the remaining of your carbs here. So what do you think will happen in this example? If we stick to this principle, then the same thing will apply. you're probably going to burn more energy, 500 calories, throughout that session, simply because you have fueled a couple of hours before. So when we talk about optimizing fat burning, that's all that's meant. Okay, so if you, for whatever reason, only burn 400 calories here or here, then this will all equal to be the same. So the reason how we can optimize fat burning is because we simply train harder throughout the session because we've loaded up with fuel a couple of hours before. That means you may lift heavier weights, you may increase the training intensity, more reps, more sets, more volume. If you're doing cardio, you may run for longer, or you may row for longer, you may do more HIIT training, more intervals. So it has to do with how much you're able to output in these training sessions because you've loaded with carbs just before. It's not to say this doesn't work, okay? If you're someone who has the same output if you have carbs early on, in the morning and then train in the evening, and so if this was to be 500 calories, then this would not make any difference. The only thing that I'm saying in terms of optimizing fat burning is most people, if they have a little bit of carbs before training, like for example, try having a banana and going for a run or doing some sort of high intensity workout, you're going to feel very energetic. If you don't eat and then do some HIIT training in the afternoon, not quite the same. So you're not going to use as many calories. And guys, it's really as simple as that. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I know it can be a little bit confusing, but ultimately it has to do with simply burning more calories throughout the workout. So there you have it, guys. I hope that all made sense. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, or you can add them in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys, and I'll see you soon.